What the fuck is up, gamers? It's your boy The Goods, and we are back for episode number 28 of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Episode number 28. In the last episode...
That's hard off! You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Why this fucking nightmare again? Well, what have I done wrong?
I cannot allow you to go on like this!
But I'm just a simple defense attorney.
Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title!
Damn. Shit. I've had this dream somewhere before, as if this day was written into my destiny. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. I mean, yeah, it's accurate. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too.
Now listen up. You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever.
Maya. Phoenix. Phoenix! Mia! Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. Ah, it's that accursed on guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it.
You're really mean, pal.
Ah, Gumshoe, I'm really sorry. Where are you?
They let me join the investigation team, and we're chasing after the killer, pal.
Then you have some sort of lead?
Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not going to give up.
Gumshoe.
Until the trial's over, until the verdict's handed down, we're going to do everything we can and find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal.
That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first.
You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer.
I have to make the trial last longer?
If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out.
Oh, now I get it.
I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we've got, just like you.
Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah! Yeah, we got friends, baby! Ah! We're gonna fuck this guy up! I cannot wait for them to fucking murder On Guard. Oh my god, I hate him. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it! Yeah, let's fuck him up. Yeah, let's get him!
Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Onguard.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. And the prosecution's been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings.
Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, and then proceeded to escape the crime by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape.
Then you're saying that she is guilty after all?
I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I'd like to direct the court's attention to this card.
What is that? It looks like a shell.
This is the calling card of a certain assassin.
Assassin, you say?
Yes, Juan Carrero was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client so to speak, is Matt Engarde.
What a surprising turn of events!
I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true.
But we still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya's safe and sound.
I wonder how the trial will turn out today.
Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Yo, look at my boy! Look at him! Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please.
Oh, okay. I'm Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star.
And what's your relation to the defendant?
Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah.
Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy.
On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went.
All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I'd like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Engarde's room.
Oh, okay, sure.
I didn't fucking put lotion on this one. That's why. So you're like, what?
After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his Nico Samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me.
It was me. I was the guest.
Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony.
And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes the person Mr. Engarde was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy...
What are you implying?
Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we?
Looks like we're in another sticky situation.
Huh?
A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right?
I mean, yeah. I could see from the picture it was fucking stinkus dinkus, but I don't really care. Okay, so I press the fourth statement. Hold it! Tell me more. You saw the two of them and the bellboy. You saw the two of them, the defendant and the bellboy together, correct?
Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats.
Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange?
You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
A tip? That's a perfectly normal thing to do.
So, how long did you watch the two of them?
Not more than a minute or two, I think.
Okay, so... Shit, hold on. So press that. At first, what do you mean by that?
I didn't think he was a normal bellboy.
And why was that?
Why did I think that, Mr. Wright?
Well, how am I supposed to know? Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated...
Oh, you know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself?
Oh, yeah, that's it. You really know your job.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he?
Perhaps we should let the witness tell us.
Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony.
You mean about the bellboy, right?
Yes, dummy. So now I press this new one where he gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that?
Oh, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was, because the tip really shocked me.
How much it was?
But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket, and that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked.
I'm afraid I don't follow at all.
Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his... Let's talk about his face. Oh, I was supposed to ask about the tip?
Well, it wasn't exactly a boy.
Okay, hold on. The stitches. Yeah, the butler. Oh! I'm stupid. I'm so dumb. Hold on. I'm supposed to pretend like I don't know. I'm supposed to play I should have been reading the fucking thing, but I was like, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so let's talk about the tip. The defendant's a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree?
Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think.
A little too much. Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
And why is that?
Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash.
A roll of cash? I like the way he like a little shy behind the stand. Look at the way he stands up.
Oh, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it?
A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. I can decide. Let me just wait and see. There's nothing I can really object to here. I mean, who can argue a fat roll of money isn't really odd?
So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it?
Payments, Your Honor.
Oh, payment?
Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Carita.
Then the bellboy the witness saw.
Yes, he was the assassin. Look at him. He's so shy.
Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you?
Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley DeKiller left at the scene of the crime.
Shelley DeKiller?
He's the person the police special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley DeKiller.
Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers?
No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I figured something out.
Oh?
Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night.
What?
Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir, right away.
I bro shit.
This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Carita's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean...
Thank you very much. That's all we need for now.
Huh? But I'm not done, there's still more.
Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. DeKiller. Then we shall see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer's fairly obvious.
That'd be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh.
This is no laughing matter.
Okay, so I pressed the fourth statement. So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe it's because I have no idea what damaging thing he's gonna say next.
Oh, well, the bellboy was empty-handed.
Empty-handed?
That bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart, and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange, wouldn't you?
I agree it's a bit strange, Mr. Powers.
Is it really that unusual? What should I do? Should I let him slide or try to pull a fast one? There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy.
But there really, really is.
There really isn't. Objection. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed ever. Your Honor, I ask the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth, you trying to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious?
I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I go ahead and present the wine glass. I don't know why. Mr. Powers.
Yes?
You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true.
But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all these stitches and...
So? A baseball has stitches. Are you saying that all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches?
Well, there's also... I mean, what about him being empty-handed?
I'd like to please ask the court to take a look here. That was crazy. That was a wild thing to say.
This is the crime scene.
There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you look at what's on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see it's a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. Oh shit, this is actually smart as hell. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Kurita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
Oh,
But that would mean the bellboy had seen and left the dead body in the room.
Ah, but can you prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead at that time?
Mr. Edgeworth,
Yeah.
I blame you for leading me down this route.
I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you'd like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed. Or should I say empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Huh? What?
That bellboy, he was wearing gloves.
Gloves?
Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right?
Black leather gloves? Why didn't you mention that earlier?
Sorry, it slipped my mind.
Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves.
Come on, Mr. Wright, that bellboy was wearing black leather ones.
So, footballs made of leather. Are you saying that all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather?
But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest?
Oh yes, please tell us more.
Okay.
Alright, dog, okay. Alright, dog, okay.
After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat.
So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room.
Yeah, I kinda saw that by accident.
Some accident? I say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven.
I think it's safe to say we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so I press the second statement. I said hold it.
Okay.
That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details.
Okay.
Should probably ask him only one question at a time. So first I ask about the person inside. So who took this something the bellboy handed off?
Actually, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm?
You're saying you didn't see the person's face.
Yeah.
Well, it was Mr. Onguard's room, correct? So it could only have been Mr. Onguard himself, I'd say.
And then, what did the bellboy do after that?
Oh, so he gave the person inside the room the thing.
Okay, so I do person inside and then ask about this something. He gave something to this person.
Yeah.
And what was this something?
If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I?
But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kind of small.
I'd like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the scene of the crime, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yeah, it was just like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. I think it's of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off.
Well, let's see. I think it was... No...
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Some sort of wooden statue. Should I present figurine? Oh, because that was in Fuckboy's room. His house. What was the point of that pregnant pause?
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up.
It was me, Your Honor.
What is it, Phoenix?
I have a feeling something bad's gonna happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, that's something you saw. Was it this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something.
Oh, wait.
Oh, hey, that's it. That's just something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Matt Onguard's mansion.
The defendant's house? What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the Killer assassinated Juan Carita in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then, the bear being found in Mr. Onguard's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Onguard is the killer's client.
Order! 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 I said order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia.
No, it's all right. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would turn up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have.
I almost forgot he knew about that, too.
I think it's clear that there's no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There's still a few points left we've not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to explore further?
Person who received the bear, we still don't know who it is. There was one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear.
He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of...
Oh!
What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, at least give us a good reason why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered who took the bear.
What?
Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm, but that arm, it was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it.
You've got to be kidding! Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order! Order! It looks like you've dug your own grave yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt Onguard's the Nickel Samurai.
Thanks to the defense, we've made all that the clearer.
What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help!
You don't have time to act lost. You gotta find another angle to attack this from. Hurry.
Now I will bring this cross...
Hold on, Your Honor.
Again, Mr. Wright, we've already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony.
It's about time you're removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright.
So talk about the bear itself? I think it's fairly obvious. The bear itself is questionable.
The bear? Mr. Wright?
This was found in Mr. Onguard's mansion. However, Mr. Onguard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh!
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible it was Mr. Onguard who took this bear to his mansion.
Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way time-wise for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Whew, disaster objection. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Onguard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. The killer and Onguard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Onguard Mansion as its butler.
What a bold move!
The bear figurine was brought back to Onguard Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Onguard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad if the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. It's too much. Is there anything I can attack at all?
I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything's become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Onguard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
You already know. When our back's against the wall, call out OBJECTION! There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now, we have these two reasons to believe my client's the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at Onguard Mansion. However, it's possible that this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
The real client?
Yes. Tisk, tisk, is that all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you think it is?
I don't want to fucking do this, but alright, bro.
Adrian Andrews?
Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt Onguard for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume!
Ah! Then the Nickel Samurai's arm that I saw.
That could have very well been Miss Andrews.
But what about Mr. Onguard?
If you'd please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then finding this figure at Mr. Onguard's mansion...
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what's your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either.
I can't believe the defense would go so far as opinion on the other person. You're unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's fucking stupid.
This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on.
Order! 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 All disruptive parties will be forced to leave this courtroom!
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with this what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution's prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Oh. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specifically bring that bear to On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. It's Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor. Alright, we made it. Let me go ahead and end the episode. Thank you so much for watching. In the next episode, we will do the 10-minute recess. We will question her and then do what we can. I will see you next time. Bye-bye!